This is our paranormal podcast because this is our paranormal community, and we want to support you here on RU Media Network. We are proud to be sponsored by the Haunted Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York. Here are your hosts, Brian Mersall and Sean Gilmore.
Okay. Guys, I picked this picture for the overlay, and now I forgot where it's at. There's a different overlay. Man, welcome.
I like that. That was kind of cool.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
This is one of the first captures I got with a still camera at a cemetery here in Ohio.
Okay.
There was no one smoking around us. There's no way to explain this mist or mass that I captured. So
that's awesome. If you ever get a chance, look up the Witches of Tilly Bend Cemetery, and this is just down the way from me, like literally 10 miles. Tilley, Tilly Bend Cemetery, the Witches of Tilly Bend. It goes with that first video. Actually, they kind of go together. So that cemetery is supposedly haunted too, and I guess they hung a witch there. So the reason why that picture caught my eye was because of some of the stuff that I've seen at that cemetery. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that? Supposedly the tree, I don't know if you can see it very well. There's a tree back here, towards the middle of it, but supposedly a witch was hung in that tree as well.
Okay. All right. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always have to remember the name of the cemetery. It's a very small cemetery in the middle of the woods over by Beaver Creek State Park.
Okay.
So it's a really, really neat place. I've been wanting to go back because I had some crazy experiences there. Awesome. That was like 12 years ago. I need to get back. I'm way overdue. But yeah, if you ever like to do camping and investigating, which since you do UFOs, we haven't even introduced you yet, Les. But man, either way, it's a really cool place to go. Guys, welcome to our paranormal podcast. We are completely like ADHD full effect today. So welcome to the ADHD version of our paranormal podcast.
Love it.
How are you doing, Brian?
Good. How are you, my friend Sean?
He looks like he's just kind of like getting into it. He's kind of mellow or something like, dang, what's up with this, man? Well, all right.
I'm very excited.
He's trying to catch up to wherever I'm at, which I don't even know where I'm at. So
that's
I don't know how he's going to find me. It's been such a crazy past like a week or two, and new work schedule and things. So I'm a little overtired, but we move on. We push on. We got energy drinks. We got tea. We'll make it through.
There you go.
Good. Man, tonight's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We have Les coming on with us. He does paranormal investigating and he researches UFOs. We got some really cool clips to watch, which we have not. Brian and I have not watched any of them, only because we want to have our real reaction as we're watching it. We want to be surprised. So that's kind of a new setup for our show. Okay. We've been doing this for quite some time, of course, but we decided, we're going to watch some of this content instead of just promoting it. We want to watch it and put it out there and help people get their content out this way and get some raw, good reaction as we're watching it. And
that's awesome.
In this way, since you're on here with us, we can talk about it and you can learn even more from you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sure.
Awesome. And so with that, quickly, all right. So we have History and Headlines. He's here.
Hey, History and Headlines.
Dr. Czar and Karma Weil.
Hey,
Good
Karma.
To see you guys.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. So, and also, guys, you might see me look off to the left here. That's because I now have two monitors. So I'm like, and they're like big. So it's like, I can't just like glance. I got to like give a whole look. So I do apologize, but I should be just about done over here. Brian, do you have any house cleaning to do before we move on?
No, I'm just excited to get into it. I know LS has a lot of videos, a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
I've been purposefully not watching anything. I'm very excited to get into it. And I really feel like on this one, once we start, it's going to be hard to stop in the 2 hours. So
Most
I'm just
definitely.
excited to get into it. That's all.
Most
All
definitely.
right. Yeah, I'm
Real
excited
quick,
for you guys.
definitely. Real quick, Brian, I want to thank you again for last week or 2 weeks ago, for every other week. That show was awesome. It's a lot of fun. And so I just wanted to thank you for putting all that together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, man. I know you put a lot of work into it, so thank you.
Of course. Always a good time to spotlight the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Gilmore. So
I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. It was fun.
Is that Shawn Gilmore,
yes,
the man, the myth, the legend?
Look at that.
that is
Got
the kind of
sound
energy
effects
we needed
going.
last
Yeah,
time.
heck yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I need these editing programs you got.
Yes.
What are these programs that you're using here?
I use a program called Reaper, and Reaper is almost like Adobe Audition, I think, but it's free. That's right, it's free.
We
And
like
the
free.
thing is, yes, and you can drag and drop. And if you've ever used Audacity?
Yeah.
Kindergarten. Hey, now I could show you off camera, or I could flip my screen and show it to you, but actually, let me start over again. I'm gonna go back. So look up Reaper, Kakos Reaper, Reaper.
Mhm.
And if you know anything about VSTs, like special effects, all of that, if you've ever heard of Waves VST, that kind of stuff too, you're gonna love Reaper. It's drag and drop. You can actually do quite a bit with it over Audacity. It's also
Nice.
quite multi-track as well too.
Cool. Is it the Reaper soundboard?
Reaper, Kakos Reaper. Let me find it. I can drop it into the.
We could do this. We could mess with this later.
Oh yeah, no.
But we need to know you, Les. What got you into the paranormal and looking into researching UFOs, and then there's just so many more questions that follow.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Please introduce for everyone that hasn't met you yet.
Sure. Okay. So I'm originally from Texas, and I'm wearing one of my Texas shirts here, but actually, and then lived in Arkansas. Now I'm here in Mineral Bluff, Georgia, and taking care of my parents, and I'm here with my wife and my stepdaughter. So I always knew about ghosts. I always knew about UFOs, but never really knew to look for them. Never really had any experiences until about 2014. About 20. No, let's make it 2016. About 2016, I was working at a radio station, and it was actually 3 different radio stations. I was by myself, but I had previously lost my wife. So that's why I said 2014 of 23 years. She was really bad diabetic and had a lot of problems and stuff like that. So I was at the station, but I kept seeing shadow figures like, shoo, shoo, shoo. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of played that off a little bit. And then about this time, I had re-met this girl that I knew when I was a kid on the island of Guam back in 1980. We were kids, and our parents were in the military, and I was 16 and she was 15, and I kind of had a crush on her, and she didn't know. Well, anyway, so I had lost my wife. I had prayed to meet somebody. Well, only to find out that my wife now, Claudette, is she was going through a divorce. So yeah, talk about serendipity. And anyway, she said, "Guess what?" Oh, wait, let me start again. She was up in Idaho, and she's going through this divorce and everything, and I was down in Texas, and I was doing kind of like what we're doing. I had a little broadcast where you could see me DJ and everything and all that, and it was all good. And so she logs on from Idaho, and she said, "I just like watching you, work." I'm like, "All right," and because I used to take my records over there to her house. Well, anyway, so fast forward, so she comes to Lubbock, Texas, where I'm at, and she said, "Yeah, I'm a ghost hunter up in Idaho." I'm like, "Right? How do you? Yeah, you're a ghost hunter. Sure you are. And how do you do it?" She said, "I just use my phone." I'm like, "Okay, well, what do you do?" And she's like, "I just turn on my phone and get an audio recorder, and then just ask it questions." And so we started asking questions, and using Audacity, I put my copy of the questions and her copy of the questions at the same time, and I synced them up. I'm here to tell you that I've got stuff on my phone that was not on her phone. But I had asked my wife, Shauna, I had said, "Shauna, are you here?" And on both phones, it said, "Yep," just like that, just like, "Yep." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So, and then we'd say stuff like, "Shauna, are you here?" And it would go, "Shauna." So another thing, same radio station, we had asked, well, we just said, "Is anybody here?" And then it said, "Que paso?" And we're like, "All right, que paso?" And it used to be a Spanish radio station. So that was pretty cool to have que paso doing that. I was like, "All right, hey, que paso." When I walked in the station, I didn't feel weird, but there was a couple of rooms that I didn't feel comfortable in. And I'm sure you guys know about that. There's a
Mhm.
certain room maybe you just don't feel great in. Well, anyway, that's how I kind of got into the paranormal. Well, we started during the pandemic, we decided to kind of get into these paranormal shows and UFOs and all this different stuff. And so we had seen that there's this place called the Chastain House down here in Georgia. And so it was pretty much just down the street from where my parents live. So we said, "You know what? We got to go. We got to go." So she was using her phone, and I had set up some equipment. We'd bought some ghost hunting equipment, but didn't really use it that much. So I decided to set it up there. And so this video actually that you've got is the actual video of what we did at the Chastain House. Now I'm going to tell you a little story about this. Is that I actually know the haunted house host, or the guy who ran the house for literally 13 years. His name is Ricky Brown. Cool guy. Um, and he has always been just the greatest guy as well too. He no longer watches the house but has access, and I know who the owner is, and we can get access at any time. Well, anyway, um, so Ricky is sitting on one side. We'll just say the left, and my wife Claudette is in the middle, and then I'm on the right. So you're going to actually see orbs floating into his phone. Now, the reason why it says notifications is every time he gets a notification, it's always in context with what we're doing. And then you're going to see these orbs come up. Now, okay. Now, lately, I've been getting chastised for orbs and dust and bugs and blah, blah, blah. It's okay. We're going to leave that as it is. Not a big deal. But you're going to see orbs jumping over each other, and then they go into his phone. And he's like, "I'm going to turn this thing off." And then he's like, "I'm going to have to pull it apart." And then so that's kind of the play out. Now, you haven't seen the video, so you can go from there. I'm
Yeah,
extremely excited to have you watch
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm excited. Now, you're definitely right about the orbs. Orbs are very controversial in the community,
Yes.
and that's because people have mixed feelings, and also a lot of them can be very easily debunked.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see what this is. I know that whenever somebody shares their evidence, they're very confident what they have is unexplainable, and
Yeah.
definitely excited. I know I have seen orbs with my own eyes. I have
Mhm.
seen things like that. I know that they're definitely possible, and I'm excited to see what we've got here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump right into it here. I've got
All
it
right.
pulled
Go
up.
for it.
Cool. So here we go.
I'm videoing all these orbs.
Have you seen orbs?
Tons.
Really?
You see them?
Yes.
Can anybody make a noise for us?
It's okay.
That was on cue.
Yeah, it was on cue, wasn't it? Everything's always in context.
Oh, you guys coming up the stairs to play?
Who's with us right now? As soon as I
There's 3 girls, by the way.
Sarah.
Okay.
I'll just cut off.
Of course it did. Yeah, there's a lot of body heat in this room. All the orbs are in here.
Yeah. It's what I got. Spirit box. Shall we try it? Ricky, have you ever used a spirit box?
Do what?
Have you
Come
ever
here.
used a
Come and
spirit
look
box?
at this. Come here.
Like with radio or what?
You're missing it. Look at my video, viewfinder.
Dang.
So real quick, what
Yes.
is everything that we're looking at here? I see the fireplace with a lot of what looks like toys and stuffed
Bunch of toys.
animals.
Yes.
And-
Okay.
And then I see a lantern real close to us. And then is that a what type of
Tri-field.
meter is that? Is that a
That's
tri-field?
tri-field. That's tri-field meter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a house that was built probably back in the 1830s, I think. And it was an orphanage. And this doctor that lived there was experimenting with these kids and was also making them. I don't know if you can see the red patches on the wood, but he made them actually dye the wood with their blood. And now one of the girls there, I think it was Sarah. I think that she died due to like the what do you call that? The whatever scarlet fever. And they actually had to burn down part of her house and then they rebuilt this other place. Now this he married this witch and they started causing all these problems. And so it has to do with Tilly Bend as well. I'm going to tell you, I wish I knew more of the story, but so now the thing is I told you about these girls. This is a 3-story house. There's no furniture in there. It's all wood. And it was, like I said, it was made back then. The fireplace is very unique. I actually have footage that I think, could be faces back there. But anyway, we'll just leave that at that. But yes, so what people do is they bring those toys as triggers. And so for somebody who doesn't know what that is, it just means that, if I start to play with one of those toys, will that trigger the entity or the spirit to do something? And so that's why they bring that. Now, here in a moment, you're going to notice some of these orbs start to follow. Now, there is a point where you're going to see the ball move, but that's actually me kicking it. But if you zoom in, I've noticed this, is that if you kind of zoom in, you can see the ball move just a little bit. But yeah. Now, I have actually also had, this is how serious this place can be, as I had a guy who was over in Afghanistan, and then I think that he ended up being a police officer, but he told me, he said, there's a room up there I don't want to go in. I'm like, okay. Now I'm generally not afraid of these rooms, but for him to tell me that he doesn't like a room, then I said, okay, let's go. Just me and you, let's go. Okay. So we went up there and he was kind of breathing kind of hard. And then I said, are you okay? And he was like, I can't breathe. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead. We'll just step out. And then I didn't feel anything, but to him, he did. Now, I've also heard of this house expanding, doing crazy stuff like that. I have actually seen, like you, I saw some brilliant orbs with my own eyes. And I also I looked up into the attic and saw it light up. Now, there is no electricity in this house whatsoever. So whatever you get is what you get. So the tri-field meter, it didn't go off that much, but it was still pretty new to me. This is back in April of 2021. This is even before I was even UFOing. But yeah, check it out and see what else you can find.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Awesome. That place has a really dark history, huh? Wow.
Yes.
So are we looking at the blood-stained wood right now over by the fireplace?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Wow. Okay, here we go.
Wow. They're all over
Look
here.
at him. Look at him.
They got some flying lady.
No. Wow. That's great. I love
Look at 'em.
orbs.
They're everywhere in here. Since you came in, there was like a whole bunch more.
If anybody wants to talk into this unit.
Yeah, watch this.
Sorry, I heard something already. Is there anybody here who wants to talk into this unit?
That's where he's sitting over there.
Can you tell us your name?
This stupid thing, I'm gonna have to take it apart. It's a crazy thing.
See the worm still
Cut
going
off.
into it?
All right.
I see you over there by the balls. Can you move them? Can you move them? There you go. You're getting close.
Yeah, and that's that. I would say that's pretty much it. I mean, good enough for that video.
Yeah.
But so what do you,
Yeah. Can you roll the ball back to us?
I want to see
So
what
what
you're
do
talking
you-
about, that ball moving.
Yeah, no, that was me
That's
when
where
I-
you kicked it. Right. That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you said you could see it move, though, if you zoom in.
Mhm. Do you see how those orbs are flying by it?
Wow. That's cool. That's what I can say.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of movement on there as far as orbs. Now, with that, it's so hard, again, because, I mean, it looks like that's a dusty area.
Mhm.
So a lot of that we're seeing could be dust.
Right.
So so just it's really, it can definitely be hard to tell, and
So here,
since we're not there with you experiencing and feeling what you're feeling,
exactly.
right? That's what really how, to me, right?
Right.
That's how you know the difference, because
Yes.
it does look very similar. But if you're there and you're feeling it, you know what you're feeling. You know.
Oh
what you're
yeah,
experiencing.
yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you now. Now let's put all of this into our folder, okay? And our evidence folder. Right
Okay.
now we have just one piece of paper in the evidence folder, and we're going to say, well,
Okay.
it looks interesting, but we don't know. All right. So go. Can you go to the last link that I sent you?
You just sent me one now.
Yeah. It is an orb turns off a tri-field meter. Now you know probably about those tri-field meters.
I do. I have one. I have an old one that's not digital.
Okay. So you know they're not that cheap,
Yes, I do.
and they're not mostly used for paranormal generally.
Right. They're
Right.
not made for that. That
Okay.
is for sure.
So I'm gonna have you just play it and just see what you think.
Okay. Here, give me 1 second here. Try and so this is for. Make sure I share the right one because I have several open here. Oh, look at that. So what's this one?
So this is one where the orb turns off the trimeter
Yes.
coming up? Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
So
that's
here it is.
actually follows my hand. You can do
Oh.
that one too. Yeah, if you want to do that one first, that's fine. We can add another page to your evidence.
I just chose the wrong one here. Hold on a
Okay.
second here.
All right.
Yay for live shows, right?
It's all
So
good.
now, I thought it was so. This one is turns off. There it is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
We got the SB7 going too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, just let it do its thing. Now notice it registered.
It's loading, buffering.
And see how it went from zeros to 0.306.
Yes. Oh, come on. I just replaced all new Ethernet cables and everything on my system. It should be running smooth. I'm going to start from the beginning.
And that's not the one. It's this one coming up. Boom.
So it just shut off.
Boom. Mm-hmm. And it repeats. Boom.
So you can see it go right in front of the screen.
And then see, it's got a full battery almost. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
And it also registers.
It did.
Mm-hmm. Plus there's other ones in there. Bam. Now I will tell you that this was a pretty active environment. I went in hot. Like I went in set up because she said that the entity was not supposed to be in there.
Did you turn it back on? You did turn it back on after that?
Yeah, I mean, I ended up turning it back on. Okay. So this is the next important piece of your envelope, right? You've got what we saw at the Chastain house. Now you also saw how this funky orb turned off the tri-field meter. Now people have told me they think this is coincidence. You know how much the tri-field meter is, right? So okay, so let's.
I mean, it's a tri-field meter. It is a very scientific device,
right?
And it's. I mean, if it's measuring energy field that shouldn't be there, that's what you're looking for, right? So
and for it to turn it off.
Right. So what we don't see is what else is around in the room. Is this still in the Chastain house?
No, this was at a. Thank you for asking. Okay, so this investigation, this lady had told us that this was a double wide trailer, and somebody said that somebody was in her back room. She said she said she wouldn't sleep back there, but she would go back there, but she wouldn't stay back there. She said that she thinks that there could be two people, and neither of them belong. Now, if it was a mother or grandmother, something like that, that was okay. But I went in and I got some full, what do you call that? Full spectrum video of an object that came up. And so I went in there hot because I thought something might be in there. So I had my tri-field meter, had everything all set up, had the SB7 set up, the spirit box. And then literally, like, soon as that happened, I mean, I commanded it in the name of Jesus Christ to leave, and things started to lift. Like the feel of the room started to lift. I don't know if you guys have ever, if you've ever heard like apps or whatever, they say stuck here, I'm stuck here, whatever, they feel like they're stuck. And with that, I say the Lord's Prayer. But so the fact that turned off my tri-field meter pretty much pissed me off because it cost me $250, right? But it did restart. I mean, it wasn't like it was off for good. Right. So then what we do is, okay, we'll put that into our file cabinet right there.
I mean, whenever equipment malfunctioning like that or getting turned off, I've definitely experienced it several times in investigations. I know Brian has experienced that as well.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's definitely compelling, very compelling.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So that's one of my main videos that I show people. Oh yeah, let's go back to the other one that you had queued up.
Oh,
the orb comes to my hand.
Yes.
This will also help.
So that one. Which one is that? Is it this one?
Yes.
Nope. This is it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So here we go.
I'm sorry, and where is this at?
This is going to be, this is in Georgia at my house
Okay, very
that I
good.
used to live in. Yeah.
So you live
All
in
three of
haunted
these are
home?
different locations.
What do you mean?
So okay. So so all three of these are from different locations. That's
Oh,
what
yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me start over again. So the easiest way to catch orbs, and I'm just going to say it sort of this way, is that you just basically get your phone, and that's why I have all these old phones, and I use a little DSLR camera. So it's called manual camera. I'm not selling any apps here. I don't do any of that stuff. Okay. So you got your phone right here, and then what you do is you put it on torch, like torch or always on. Okay. Then you just say, hey, is there anybody here who would like to fly past this light? And yeah, a lot of times you see orbs. Okay. So now what I'm going to do on here, oh, sorry. What I did with that is I verified that there's orbs first. And then I decided to make this video just to show that orbs are intelligent. And that's what this is all about. So go ahead and see what you think about this.
Okay. All right. And real quick before I start this next video, how do you
Oh.
tell the difference between orb and dust?
Because orbs don't dart. And also, okay, let me kind of go back too. So this is from a Lubbock, Texas haboob. Ooh, circa 1997, I think. This is some dust. So yeah, once the stuff gets up in your nose and your eyes and your mouth and all that, then you want to move to Georgia where there's not a whole lot of dust. Okay, so like for example, let's do this. Not here. Lubbock, Texas. Oh yeah, shoot. I could okay, I'll tell you, I was in the hospital 3 times for pneumonia there. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of making it getting crazy. That's kind of ADHD in it a little bit. So depending on the relative humidity too, you know, and dust usually just kind of falls. It's like this. An orb will kind of fly at you like this, like that. And when you watch this video, I think maybe that'll kind of explain it a little bit more to you.
Okay.
Yeah, check out the video.
Yeah. All right. Let's check out the
And
video.
this is in Blue Ridge, so it's about 5 miles away from where I'm at right now.
All right. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Les Durrant. Today we're
Buffering again. Today we're buffering again.
That's okay. And while we're buffering, I'm going to ask you guys, how many cell phones would you say that you have at your house that you're not using?
Well, I've got a couple. I have an old
Okay.
Samsung that I use for EVP recordings.
Experimenting with the orbs, and we're going to see if I can get them to fly by my hand. Is there anybody who'd like to fly by my hand? Thank you. Very easy. Thank you. Wow, that was great. Thank you.
I mean, it is very interesting that it's happening right at, on cue.
Correct. Thank you. Are there any other orbs any other spirits that would like to fly by and try to get near my hand? Thank you. Try your best. Thank you. And see how they're not flying otherwise.
Orbs are very intelligent. They are light energy.
What are they? We can't specifically say.
Well, that'll be good for now. So thank you so much for watching.
So we take a minute and 20 seconds and find and determine how many positives I got out of that. How many, so anybody can do it, and once you do it enough, and once you do it pretty much just like I said, you just I tell everybody, just be respectful with the entities that you come across. And hold on, let me see. Hold on just a sec. Oh, I'm gonna actually see if we can catch an orb or two on here very quickly. So this is an old Samsung.
I have an old S7. That's what I use for recording. And actually, I have this new device from Austin Maynard. Let me see if I can get my cord to reach.
All right.
So,
is there anybody here who can fly by? Oh, thank you. Just like that.
So, if you remember those old Sony Watchmans,
yeah,
he upgraded it. So this is an old Watchman, and so it'll sweep.
Okay,
it'll sweep through the stations like it does on an SB7. So what the idea is, you take that, and I take my old Samsung camera and I do like the quick shot, and so it does the rapid fire photos as it's sweeping through, and you see what you can capture with that. And I also use the Samsung S7 is also really, I've had a lot of luck with capturing EVPs on it. So that's what I use my old.
Yes. Yeah. I usually save those. Okay. So I have a total of about 10, I think about 10. So, here's 1, 2, I've got 3 of these, and then I've got an LG, and I've got some other ones. Yeah. And, I, of course, this is my new baby right here, my S22. Now, yeah, now this will take some nice space pictures, but then again, I have to pay for it. But it's better than having to pay for what do you call that? Whatever S3 3500 camera, blah blah blah, and all these extra cameras and all that. This will do pretty much all of that, and it comes with a whole nother computer built in. But anyway. So anyway, yeah, that let's see. So now, what do you think?
Real quick, I just recently switched to iPhone. So I got my iPhone.
I've got an iPhone 5.
This is a 13, but it's not the Max. It's just a regular old 13.
Yeah.
And so what is the difference in the type of phone that you're using when it comes to capturing either UFO evidence or paranormal?
Okay. That's a great question. And so I started out with the Samsungs. The Samsungs have actually caught some UFOs. I've got a Motorola that caught a UFO. And I got an i5 that was just given to me because, most of the time you have to switch out the i5s and all that. But I mean, the iPhones that was given to me. And then now I'm using a camcorder. But as far as the phones go, you can use pretty much these S7s. Yeah, I love them. They're I'm not gonna say dime a dozen, but they work fantastic for all kinds of stuff. And the apps that I use, the one that I use for doing the video is called Manual Camera. I think it's free, or it's just a couple bucks, but it's very well worth it. And the thing about these two is you can put in an SD card. Oh yeah. See, once you do that, oh, hey, that's kind of cool looking. Wow. All right. That's kind of crazy. All right. But yeah, while we're doing that, let's see if we catch any orbs anyway. Okay. Maybe we might see something. Okay. Died on me. So, but you can aim all your captures over to that SD card and let it run for 45 minutes. And then here's what you do is you take it and you plug it in, okay, to your computer, right? plug it into your computer. Then I use a program called SM Player, and S is in Sam, M is in Mary, and it's free. Once again, I'm not selling any software, nothing like that. But the thing I love about it is that it has Zoom, and it also has frame by frame. So I can take a 60 frame video and be able to slow it down or speed it up. And like you had said, there's a lot I can actually do with that. And SM Player, I think, is probably the best option for that. So I can do with my camera down here, my handheld camera, and then now of course, the S22. I don't have that good a computer yet, or the RAM for it, or else I'd be doing more 4K, even up to 8K. But we'll just say 4K works great, and it looks pretty good. So yeah, anybody who has any of these phones, here's the thing: they don't have to have service. As long as you can get online with Google Play. If you have to just reset the phone, then make sure that you ask whoever it belongs to, of course. But whatever you do, don't give them away. One of these are wanting to talk back to me. Of course, as we know, things are happening when the spirits are out there. Okay. So if you can get on Google Play, if you can get on the iStore, any of that, as long as you can access that, then that's fine. You don't need any more. The audio recorder, yeah, by all means, make your choice on that, because Shawn, you probably know as well as I do that there's some really nice ones you can actually watch and actually see the EVP as it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And with that too, Audacity is great for that too. Here's what I do, and here's what I would recommend: do two of them at the same time. You hit the same button, okay, or you start it, and then what you do is you do what we know like a sync. Like you're going to sync them, just like that. You're going to sync them, right? And then ask the questions. Don't separate them, but let them sit out. Then you're going to take both of those WAV files and run those into Audacity and make sure you sync them up, and then listen back at the same time, and then amplify the heck out of it. And that's kind of the way that I do it. And you can see stuff immediately, but anybody can do this. You pretty much do need a desktop or a laptop or whatever, of course. But with everything we're talking about, anybody can do. If you've got a laptop or a desktop, probably Windows 7, definitely. Yeah, no problem. Windows 7 will do it. I wouldn't be surprised if Windows XP could at least do Audacity.
Did you say Windows XP? That was
yes, I sure did. I use whatever's around the house, but I don't use XP anymore. I don't use XP, but I've got a lot of 7s. Just in this room alone, I've got Windows 7, Windows 10.
Really?
In the living room, yeah, and in the living room, I got 2 Windows 7s, and I got a PlayStation and a Roku. Now I live up in the hills, so the internet kind of sucks here, but yeah, I'm kind of a computer geek. So yeah, and of course you already know now I'm a radio guy too, by the way. Imagine a world where it's all paranormal, and the normal is the weird one. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I know.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, got me started. Okay, so but really anybody can do this, which is which is the cool thing. And I apologize, maybe I'm missing the comments too. There's a few guys. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, guys. Actually, real quick, I'm going to take this opportunity. You guys are being real quiet today. Why don't you guys, if you guys have any questions for Les or us, please feel free to chime in and let us know any questions you may have. I know that we're here with StreamYard. We stream out to 2 Facebook pages and our YouTube. So the RU Media YouTube. So we can't see how many people exactly are on at one time. I think it only shows us one of the channels. So guys, make sure that you are commenting and asking questions, because man, we have a lot of interesting stuff coming through.
All righty. Yes. Thank you so much. And And if you want, I can show you these videos direct, or if you want to pull them up direct too, we've got, we can do whatever. And
Yeah, you more. I mean, the next
oh my
videos that I
gosh.
have set up are UFOs.
Yes, go for it. Yeah, whenever you want to do that, that's fine with me.
Let's check out some UFOs, Brian. You want to check out some UFO stuff?
Yes.
All right. Let's check out some UFO stuff. So now, what got you into UFO? We understand how you got into paranormal, and you're contacting with your wife and then everything, and it's really, really beautiful. What about how UFOs? What got you into those? I mean, for me, I believe in UFOs, and that we're definitely not the only living creatures in all of outer space. Because to me, that would just be very closed-minded and closed-minded. I think is the best way to explain it, because we live in the vastness of space, guys, and there's a lot of space, and so I mean, it's kind of incredible if you think about how we literally are just little pieces of dust in all of space.
Yes.
So to think that we're the only living creatures that are intelligent, to me, is just being closed-minded. It's so maybe a little bit of fear.
And sorry about the light. It's my camera that kind of makes these lights kind of blank. Really.
No, you're good.
So
we're good. I know my lights. I live in a 100-year-old home. My lights, kind of blank just because it's an old house. So
there you go. Well, that's a good answer. I like that. I like that answer instead of like going straight to the they blink because we've got guests.
I mean, that could be a possibility here. I have some resident spirits of my own, but
yes.
I have.
Look. Just kidding. That's
nice.
My stepdaughter up there.
Like, someone just walked by. Was that?
Yeah, that's my stepdaughter. Yeah, she's taking that Haas out. The dog, the new dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, new dog. See, down here in Georgia, we say dog. Now I've got Wi-Fi lights.
Baby dog, isn't that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There you go. So basically, we went from Chastain House, and I was like, man, if we could catch some orbs, maybe I can record something else, something cool, right? So then. What I did was I found this is an old satellite. No, this is like one of those little antenna things that go around like that, right? It's okay, but remember I use what I got, so I use a lot of Velcro.
Yeah, okay.
Velcro.
Yeah, well, Velcro. I love Velcro.
Amazing. All right. So then what you do is you take your cell phone like this, and you put it up here like that. All right. Then what you do is you aim it up to the sky, and then you hit record just like you would with the ghosts with the orbs and all of that, right? You just let that run. Then what you do is you go back and look at that once again with the SM player or something like that, and then you can go back and find them that way, and you go frame by frame. Now I'm gonna say this just like this, like I always do. I'm gonna just say that I want to teach people how to do this, and I want to teach people who are gamers, because I want somebody who's got a good eye, a quick eye, right? You guys know about having quick eyes, right?
Yeah.
I want some stoners. I want some guys who can sit in front of a screen and just go like this and just go, I just saw something. But because your eyes are a lot bigger, you see more of a field of view. Okay. That way. Now I'm just saying that when I was using medical, when I was using medical in Arkansas, my very first video was unidentified. So
I know no stoner gamers. We can make this happen.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So
sorry, bad joke. Go ahead.
So basically, regardless, somebody who can see a dot. I'm 59 years old and I can still see a dot go by pretty quick, or I can see just something that doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's how I go through the videos. Now, do I get one every single day? No. But like today, I got my camcorder out and I recorded an hour's worth of blue sky. What I did was I also stuck it up, and I had a little bit of the house chimney, because we live up here in the mountains. So we have like kind of like log cabin style houses. So we have a chimney up here, so you can kind of get an idea of where it's at. All right. So I catch UFOs, I would say probably a few a week. Now we're going to go through and watch a few of these videos. I want you to
Now, when you
see.
say a few like UFOs, like, can you give us like a range?
What do you mean? A week?
Yeah, like from like 2 to 4 UFOs a
I would
week,
say
or
probably
like.
2. I'd say at least maybe 2. Easy.
2 a week.
Yep.
So is this
I'm gonna
because
tell you.
you're up in the mountains? Do you think,
Well,
or
that's part of it, is the fact that we do have a very beautiful blue sky up here, and so we're 1,900 feet up. We have supposedly one of the darkest areas of Georgia, one of the best viewing areas. Now I will tell you that there is also a portal above the house as well. Okay. And if you want, we can watch some of those videos too, where objects literally disappear. Now the crazy thing is about it is that it's weird to say, but sometimes you'll see objects that they're like, oh, they're kind of boring, right? They're like, oh, that one's a boring one. I'm just gonna pass on that one. So I will tell you also that I've had people send me videos and I found UFOs on their videos. A guy by the name of Mark Fiorentino. I don't know if you know him or not, or have interviewed him or not.
I
He's
think so.
okay. He's an amazing author and scientist. He actually went out and bought a GoPro for his house in Florida and then sent me videos, and I found objects on his videos. And then I also studied to be a MUFON field investigator, which I passed and got that, but I decided not to stick with it due to the ADHD, because there's a lot of reading and I didn't think there'd be as much, but now I have the manual. At least I know what they're looking for. Okay.
okay.
So if you want, go ahead and show the very first video. I'll tell you what happened is that in Searcy, Arkansas, these C-130s, they do a pattern, I think maybe twice a day, like 5 of them. So, and they're from Little Rock Air Force Base, which is about 45 miles away from Searcy. Searcy's north. And so they're flying by. Now, I know what a C-130 is because my dad used to fly in those in the Navy. And so what you're going to see here is this plane that is actually followed by objects. Okay, so you're going to see the plane coming over, and then you'll see something right after that.
All right, let's see. And buffer it again. Let's try it again. So.
If you want, do you want me to try sharing it? Oh,
There
well,
we
there you
go.
go. Okay. So there's one of the first planes, and it's going slow because it's just slow motion. Now, one thing I've also noticed is there's extra objects in this. Did you see that one white one that dropped? That one white one just dropped down.
No, wait a minute.
Okay,
I
there's
wasn't
one.
looking.
That's okay. So there's
Please.
going to be one right there. Do you see that? See that?
Oh, right there. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. I forget. You're actually driving. Okay, and then so that one drops. Then, as that one's going by, you're going to see something drop out of the sky. Right there. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe I zoom in on it using SM Player. And see how bulbous it looks. I'm gonna let you answer because I don't want to put anything in your mouth.
Let me take a look here. So I see it. It's this. Hold on. This right here. right? That.
Yes. And that movement is just me moving around using the software.
And you can see it kind of
You
come.
can see another one up
So
there, right?
now,
Yeah.
again, I'm sorry. I have to bring this up because when I was in my old team, when we made documentaries, it was my
Mhm.
job to debunk. So I got to bring this up.
You're fine.
How do we know that's not a solar flare that we're looking at there? Or a lens flare, I
Right.
should say.
True. Very good. Okay. Now here's if I could share, can I share my version over here with you?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do
All right,
that.
let's do that because then that way that
Sure.
explains more of what you're seeing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I don't want to give it a, I mean, I don't want to give it away. I think I'd already maybe. So
Then here, well,
I'll
real
let you
quick
know
while you're
that
pulling that up,
that one's
Linda
uh-huh,
Judd, she says
yes,
Lisa Myers conversation about capturing orbs like yours, Les, is talking
excellent,
about his method of recording. So awesome. Thank
awesome.
you, Linda.
Yeah, not that's awesome. Okay, so this entire the entire video that you're going to be seeing is on my webpage as well. It's UAP UFO seen over Cersei. It's 30 minutes long. Okay. And then now I'm going to share it with you here. Let me just pull this back out here. And then I'm going to find my bookmark. It's the first plane. Okay. Let me share this with you. And also for if anybody here also wants to kind of learn how to do this, which is fine. This is okay, this is SM Player right here. Okay. Now I don't know if you can actually see the bookmarks, but if you right click, it will allow you to do bookmarks. If you hit browse and bookmarks, good thing is there's a ton. Okay. This video actually has a ton on it. Okay. So we're back to where we were doing. Now this time it's different, right? You can actually see the major lens flares over here. Um, now can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the major lens flare. And then, so now let's go back to the beginning. This is now, like I said, I did not know that this was going to be UFOs. So let's go over here. This is me. Okay, now I'm setting up the camera, or not the camera, the cell phone, really. Now I'm gonna go wide. Let's go completely wide out here. We're gonna go all the way out. Okay, right there. So you can see that there's already a lens flare on my glasses, right? And then now I'm going to move this over. And as I move it around, the lens flare just pretty much still stays there. Okay. Now there's even something else that moved across there. And now I'm using the greater than or less than. Oh, now that was kind of weird. I will tell you occasionally I see weird things on this. See, like, what's up with that? Now I'm punching this in literally and see it's gone. That's literally one frame out of 30 frames a second. Now, okay, so you see that pretty much stays the same. We're going to move this over a little bit. Boom. Okay, so we still know that lens flare is there. Pretty much the only way that would make that lens flare move would be, well, like I did when I was moving the phone, right? So that was the only time. Okay, so now let's go back over here. So now we've got the C130. Okay, the lens flare staying the same. Nothing else is there. Okay, now we're moving this along here. Now do you see how that is coming from the top? So this is already at this little object is right up here. Now let's zoom in. Now the weird thing about this one, let's zoom in up here. Now I'm going to show you kind of how I did on that other video. I'm just using the alt and then the up and down. Okay. Right here. It almost see that almost looks like a bug, right? But this is where it gets interesting. Now I'm going to move this down here like this. Like that, and see how quickly that did that, right? Okay. Now, also, you can see the markings on the C130. Now, I'm going to move the C130 one frame at a time and see how that already moved down just like that. Okay. Now, here is the other thing. is that one right there moves around. Okay. The wide on this. Okay. So that's going to stay there. So really, there isn't any other flare. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how it doesn't really do that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we kind of talked about that other. Now, like I said, this video right here has a lot of stuff in it. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is a bug and a flare. So let's do this one, which is good because I always want to make sure to kind of cover myself. So let's do this and then go right here and right there. Okay, you can kind of tell that right there, that's a bug up there. And then that right there, see, that's the flare. That's pretty much stays the same. And then over here is a bird. So let's do the bird. Okay. So then the bird flies over and right there. And it's a pretty nice bird. I mean, you know. So that kind of gives you perspective of the other things, right? So when you look at it, you would think that, because I know that if you were to watch my video, How to Catch UFOs, that would give you an explanation of like the lens flares on there as well.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now that I showed you that,
And just to say quickly, I do have How to Catch UFOs as a one of the videos to watch. So
yes, yeah. So if you want to do that, that would be great. Yeah, and exactly. And Linda just said the lens flare has a perfect circle shape, and the UFO has an odd shape. Exactly right. I like that. That's a good answer. And then and I have even that. There's another video too that UFO rolls in near Mineral Bluff, I think too. But yeah, if you want to do the How to Catch UFOs, that would be great. And and while you're doing that, just let me know.
okay, so yeah, so we'll get that pulled up. Then we'll do that one next. Let's see.
And I think Linda earlier was showing some support for you too, Les.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So what's while I'm getting this pulled up here, what is the most crazy, most absolute UFO that you have seen? I've seen UFOs and crazy things in the skies. I've never had a camera with me when these things happen. One time I was so young, I think that the only cameras that were around were really big VHS recording cameras. So,
right. There you go. That's okay.
What is the craziest thing that you've experienced up in the skies?
Okay, so
or on the ground for that matter, because I know, they come and visit.
Not really, but now we all have been hearing about triangles and stuff like that. And so, okay, now this was like the very first night I got my new phone. And would you like to see what happened?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
okay. Because I was going to say,
ready, and then I'll hide it.
All right. That'd be great. I can actually show you. So now I didn't realize that my camera was filming at this rate or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But so what I did was I separated each frame as a JPEG or as a picture. So that way we can go over whichever, we can stop wherever. So the first part's going to be black, and then you're going to eventually see some movement of the object here. All right, here we go. There we go. You can kind of see it blank. And then right there. All right. So you got to remember, this was a foggy night, and this thing was right over my head. There we go. I zoom in and move that. All right, let's move that back. That's the good part about this. There we go. Yeah. How about that? It's got a little bit of purple tint to it too. There we go. Okay. So how about that one? Yeah. So see how the lights are so together there? You would think that it's a plane, but here's the thing is it's below. See, do you see how the fog is there?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm
Yeah.
standing, okay, I'm standing on a 1900-foot mountain and I'm that close to that. Oh yeah. So this was kind of a weird one for me because I was like, that's not mm-mm. And
Yeah.
if you look on here, you can kind of tell that see it starts to do like just weird creepy stuff. And yeah, and right there. Like see, look at that. Oh. Now you got you gotta remember see, look at that. See how it's just kind of moving like that? That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't always look at all of my evidence completely through. So that's the fun part. Thanks, Drew. That's the fun part about this is that it's such a treasure hunt because I can go back to that very, very first video back in Cersei and I can find stuff.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So that's my weirdest thing.
Okay.
Now I have
Did you send
had,
that to MUFON?
uh, yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I did. I yeah, I mean, since I'm really not employed by them anyway, they have labeled me like a serial submitter. Thank you. Yes, they do try to. Yes, and here's the weird thing: is they sound like tugboats. So I know that they're yeah. They try to look like planes, but they sound like tugboats. So it's like wrong answer. Okay, so they labeled me this.
Sounds like tugboat.
Yes, some weird ones go. They go like that. Like
Okay.
they don't sound right. Yeah. Now I think that video is also on YouTube. Okay, so they called me a serial submitter. They actually blocked my IP address. I am not kidding you. Okay. Now here's the thing. Is that I decided what the heck I'm going to go ahead and oh, thank you. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and be a field investigator. What the heck? Well, guess what? They had to unblock me, right? Because I had to do my work. I mean, what the heck, right? So yeah. Yeah. So we just kind of parted ways and just kind of just didn't do it was probably just a better thing, more for ADHD. So yeah, so I don't yeah, I reported that was one of the last ones I reported to MUFON. I said, look, guys, you need to look at my stuff because guess what? That's a triangle. It looks like a triangle. And even there's a guy from MUFON who said that my notes were probably the best he'd ever seen in like 20 years. But anyway, yes. Did I take a test? Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Hold on.
Oops. We both
Oh,
clicked on it.
you can talk for a little bit. Yeah. Let me grab my diploma. Of course. See, I mean, what the heck? Actually, oh well, yeah. I could show you my card, but no, I'll show you the diploma. Hold on, yeah. Oh yeah, y'all talk for a little bit. All right.
Awesome. Okay. So he's getting the diploma. This is from MUFON. Here it is.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's his certificate. So
yes, that's my certificate of achievement. Yes, field investigator. Yeah, not bad. Okay,
certification.
so now here's the thing. Now I am not putting MUFON down in any way. They're a great organization, of course. By the way, I did have a lot of people tell me that yes, do they have classes? They do have MUFON University. Yes. Now, for you to be a field investigator, the book. It is classified, by the way, so I can't show you all of it. Well, I might be able to show you later, but no. So you can get the book for about $120, and then you also get a membership to MUFON. So you'll get these quarterlies as well. And I'm trying to think. Wait. You'll get these MUFON journals. I haven't even looked at this one yet. I did have a friend of mine who was done the same way. I never. Anyway, yeah, sensible skepticism, broad-minded science. Yeah, well, Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so yes, okay. So then, anyway, here's the thing: you can take the test 3 times, and you have a year to take it. And it's basically just common sense type stuff. The other thing is that it's open book. So you can do open book as well.
What are they testing you on?
They're testing you basically on like let me see. I'm trying to think really. A lot of basically like protocols as far as different stuff that you should do. Let me see. If you got a minute, I can show you some stuff from the book. I can't show you the book because it's classified, suppose. That's what they say.
Well, we don't want to get anyone in any sort of trouble.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So basically, they just test you on different knowledge as far as forms that you have to fill out. There's a lot of paperwork with it. A lot of paperwork. A lot of work that you have to do. I totally also recommend Flight 24. Flight 24, and I even pay for it too. That way, if I look outside and there are planes over, then I'll know. If they're not over and there is something else, then the cool thing about it, especially when you pay for it, is that you can rewind it back. And I think you can actually rewind back the trial version here too. Let's see. Yeah, Flight 24. It's amazing. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. Thank you. I'm trying to do maybe that. Yeah. Flight 24 is a great app. There you go. Yeah. You can kind of see that without the glare. And that way I can zoom in. And cause even my wife now, she's actually seen some objects with me too.
So when you do that and you have these apps, you're able to, when you record your video, you know what time the video is recording. So you're able to get a pretty good time, a good idea of what time that it occurred at. And then you can look and see what flights have gone overhead and also satellites too, right?
Right, exactly. And the thing about that triangle too was it was flying out of, we'll just say, airspace, normal airspace, the way that it is. So we're also 100 miles from Atlanta. Okay, so that's where you get a lot of that. Now, some of the North Carolina stuff, timestamps, yes. North Carolina and Tennessee, and some of those would be UPS. So if you think about it, why would that triangle be that low if it was flying from Atlanta, right? Where's it going to land? Because Chattanooga is still 80 miles away. And even the helicopters, they wouldn't even fly in that area. They fly in another way. So that's the thing about that. Now, I have had people tell me that they think that there's a base here, which I think that there's a base in Tennessee that is sort of a secretive base. And so who knows about that?
What do you mean, like a secret base, like an army base, or?
Yeah. In fact, it is a no, I think it's Air Force. I think it's Air Force, an Air Force base. I'm kind of new to the area, but it's so if you look up like secretive Tennessee Air Force Base, and then and so so that's kind of the thing. So I would I would highly recommend it, especially for somebody who is very detail oriented, somebody who can, follow these books to a T. They make sure that you look at Flight 24. You have to kind of learn how to use a protractor and compass, and like here's a compass right here that but it's good to kind of learn how to do that. And then they wanted the tri-field meter. Already had it. That was cool. But some of it was just not for me. It was ran the way that I was advised. Somebody was also treated the same way. That doesn't mean in a bad way. It just means that for somebody who is not too busy, hey, if you want to be a field investigator, it's all about it. So I'm not really, going to badmouth anybody. But yeah, so it would be fun. It would be a lot of fun to do. And it's, so I passed it literally in 2 weeks. I mean, and not even really looking at it. So if you want to do that now, the good thing is if you want to learn about, all of the main sightings, all of those, they have all that on MUFON University. And you can, once you get that field investigator course and all of that down, then you can learn astronomy, you can learn everything else. So, so I'm just saying, yeah, for me, it wasn't for me. I'm a 59-year-old dude, and I just, I've got other stuff going on. But, and also with ADHD, that's really the main part is why I didn't stick with it. Or else, so yeah. So a lot of those, they mark those as what's known as information only. So that's fine. Hey, not a big deal, yeah, there's other ways of reporting those. So that kind of takes kind of a long question there, or a long answer to that. But yes, so now I think that there's another video that I would like for you to play. It's the one that rolls in. That's my next MUFON. Oh yeah, so while you're pulling that up, the one from Searcy, Arkansas, I did contact MUFON. The guy was very interested. He came to my house actually, and by that time I had already had a whole bunch of evidence. For information on the flights to be expected. Is the book of airline flight? I think, yeah. Yeah, I think that there is a way on there to do that. Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. I think that you can even track those flights as well too. I was just talking to Linda about that.
Yeah, there's an app that shows you all the airline flights.
Yeah.
And you can watch them and literally in live time.
Yes.
I've seen those apps, and I've seen the apps for the that also show the satellites, so you can reference those. And,
and the stars too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that
they have apps for plate tectonics too. If you're interested in following or all the earthquakes and volcanic activity going on the planet, you
definitely
can follow all that, guys. There's a plethora of information out there. It's really crazy stuff.
Yeah, and that's, once again, that's a good thing because you can do that. I can do that with these old cell phones.
Yeah.
I've got one for just playing, music on while I'm UFOing on another one, and maybe I might even have, I'm a sound tech.
As long as you're not running that tri-field at the same time, you're good to go.
Well, yeah. So I leave a lot of my stuff in airplane mode too. So I just make sure that it's no long, that they're not all around there. Yeah. But what I was going to say is that the MUFON guy came to my house actually, and he spent 2 hours there. And so, yeah. So I was really excited that was my first MUFON unknown. Now this next one, the rolling UFO one, this one.
Oh, the one I actually have pulled up is here. I'll pull up another one.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. I forgot about that. How to catch UFOs. Yes, that's fine.
Well, that's already gone. So, do we want to do the what? Rolling UFO. That's one.
Yes. Yeah. So the story on this is that this was one of the second ones that I did. Now we came down to while I was visiting my mom, and we went to Chastain House. I also we came back again, and this time I decided to see what I could catch down here in Georgia, just to see if I could mimic my progress from Arkansas. And so I caught this, and this also is a MUFON unknown as well. Go ahead and roll the tape.
And about what time is this in the day?
Yes, this is about probably about 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, wait. That was weird. It slows down. Okay, I'm so excited.
You may even say that you saw something faster than it. Yes, you did. I don't come across these a lot, just on occasion. Yeah, right there.
What's coming up behind it? Is it?
They're stuck together. But did you
Then
see
there's
that?
more.
Did you see that little guy on the side? Yeah.
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 Yeah, it almost
See
looks
that? That's one of
wings.
the. Oh, this one
That's
right here.
part of
This one
the
here is kind of nice. I'm gonna let you listen.
Objects and orbs speaking with the spirit is brought to you by
Hi, Nana.
Brought to you by Nana.
Brought to you by Nana. All right. I was gonna say by Kitty.
Nana.
By Kitty, because Kitty was pretty much running the show by now. Thank you.
I never called my grandma Nana.
I did.
I always called her grandma. Florence. Hi, Florence. Grandma. I love my grandma so much.
Oh, so tell everybody who Florence is.
That's my grandma.
Love
I
it.
never called Nana.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, just
So
to
what
connect.
what app were you guys using in that?
Yeah, Spirit Talker. That's what I've been trying to set up here since I guess maybe
okay.
an hour and 20 minutes ago. No, yeah. So I've got actually
Your
got two.
videos are just going to keep on playing, aren't they, from here, huh?
Yeah, shoot. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some more. There's some triangles right there if you want to check those out. Yeah, shoot. All right. Yeah, that's one of my newer ones. Actually. Oh no, that's the one that we. Yeah, that's the triangle object right there. Yeah, and if you listen, I don't know if the audio on that, like the. Yeah, I don't know if you can maybe hear it as well, but it sounds kind of weird. I can hear it.
And it's weird how like the color comes through the pixels like that. The lights come through the pixels.
Yeah. And see that's why with my SM22 it'll do color night vision.
Nice.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So yes.
Oh, what is this?
Oh hey, 3 Oh, patrons. No, that's right. It's not even your ad. I mean, gee, if it was your ad, I'd be doing it. Yeah. All right, Paranormal Podcast with Shawn and Bryan. There you go. But yeah, so
we do have an ad that we're supposed to play.
Well, see, that's not good because okay, so I got to tell you a little bit a moment ago I broke my hip. People thought, "Oh, you were putting your phones out there and you fell on your hip." No. So back in February actually, yeah, I broke my hip. Not too good. Yeah, and they flew me via the helicopter, so I kind of got to see. And yeah, they flew me to Chattanooga. That was like 80 miles away via helicopter. Now that's
I've never been in a helicopter, so I guess that's a pretty cool thing to happen out of a bad thing, right?
Well, from now I'm going to give a little spot here for Erlanger, Tennessee, Chattanooga, is that they have their own flight system and they actually can do surgery in flight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
so you got your hip replacement up in the air?
And I'm rocking. No. I mean, I was okay. Yeah, I fell down. Okay, so I fell down. I was on the 3rd floor of this, this cabin in the woods on a dirt road. And then I fell down. I kind of slipped and fell and broke my hip. And then fortunately the EMS came down and they were able to open the bottom door and they were wheeling me out on this kind of like blow up balloon kind of thing. And then they put me in the back of this ambulance and they said, "Okay, are you ready to go on landing zone 5?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yes, okay." Like, "Okay, we're going over to the Parker's house over there." And they're like, "Okay, sure, right." And we're out in the middle of somebody's house in their field. And then like, "Okay, landing zone 5, let's go." And they didn't even tell my wife. Like, okay, yeah. They're like, "Well, he's either going to Chattanooga or Atlanta." I'm like, "No, I don't want to go to Atlanta. No, don't. I don't want to go to Atlanta. No, just not a good deal. It's a long ways away. It's just not good.
Yeah.
Chattanooga, hey, better." So as it turns out, Erlanger was friggin' top notch. I mean, that's where they do the first nursing hospital at. So I will tell you a little story if you want to get off the subject just a little bit. With y'all ever listen? Y'all know anything about Tesla?
Brian might know a little bit about Tesla.
Brian, okay. Do you know some stuff about? Do you know about 369?
No.
Oh, come on, Tesla. Google it really quick. You Google it or YouTube it. Yeah, just Google it. Yeah, Tesla 369. Okay.
Tesla. See, I thought you were talking about like the cars because
No, Nikola Tesla. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean Tesla, Nikola Tesla.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here's a
so
video.
when
A
did-
video came up in my Google search, and now I can't hear anything.
Good.
Wow,
Okay.
that was
Good.
super loud.
Okay. So here's. So I'm
Here
going
it
to tell.
is.
Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell you this, so you don't even have to play it.
Yeah.
Okay. You can manifest things that you want by using Nikola Tesla's 369. The way that I saw this video was that if you say something 3 times in a row, 6 times a day for 9 days, that you will get your manifestation, or you will get something towards your manifestation. Okay. So my manifestation was, Heavenly Father, please make my right leg stop hurting, please. And so if you do it with conviction at the end of the 90 days, or at the end of the 9 days, feel better. Well, I'm bebopping around. Hey, right? Okay. You know what my wife does? So she is 369ing the bill. Please, because you got to remember we're out of the state of Georgia, so hey, we're in Tennessee. And okay, well, I'm just going to tell you this: my bill was $40,000 for 3 days. I think it was 3 or 4 days.
I believe it.
Yes, $40,000. Okay, now, all right, my insurance was cool. They paid $18,000. Woo! All right, now remember. 369. Okay. Erlanger paid the rest. And I'm saying we owe $1,000 is all. That's all we owe.
Out of 40,000?
Yes.
How did it happen? What exactly was the turn of events that
because
I know you did the 369, your intentions, but what was the actual outcome?
So the outcome was please help us with the bills. Please help us with the bills. Somebody help us with the bills. We need some help with the bills. So my wife even posted a GoFundMe, and I got donations from people I didn't even know.
Wow.
I mean, a few $100s worth, like boom, like people I didn't even know. So it's like, oh my gosh, right? And then I'm like, this is kind of crazy. But yeah, so I'm bebopping around. I'm like, hey, bebop around. I'm feeling good all about the same time. So I tell people that, and there's a lot of other stuff with Tesla, as you probably already know, Nikola Tesla, all these different things. That's just a little something that came up and we used it, and it works good for us. Okay. So now, gosh, that was that was a crazy tangent, wasn't it? Okay. So let's see, where are we at now? Oh, yeah. So I broke my hip, and so I've been kind of doing this stuff here, and kind of getting into a lot of different things. So yeah. All right. Did I give you another one to queue up?
Well, I have the how to catch UFOs from start to finish.
Yes, go ahead and go ahead and play that, and I think that you're going to really enjoy it.
All right, here we go. And we'll go full screen. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Les Durrant, and I live in Mineral Bluff, Georgia. And today I'm going to teach you how I catch UFOs.
And buffering.
It's all good. It's all good.
Shawn, what's wrong with your Ethernet cable, brother?
I don't know, man. My kids are probably all on the internet too. I don't know what to tell you.
We're doing a paranormal show. I mean, duh.
I got into right that too, And you know, I actually got into it with my provider
and kind of give
because
you a little bit more.
weird thing happened the other day. My whole internet, um I don't know what it's called. It disappeared, right? So like everything that met my phone, my phones, my all of my tech in my house, cameras, everything, right? Those
Your
um
router.
the routers, but the account that is all connected to, right? So
Ooh.
you put in your the name and the password for your Wi-Fi, right? Well, whatever happened to that account, it disappeared,
Oh.
and they couldn't tell me why. It just disappeared, and so they're like, "Oh no, you're using the wrong Wi-Fi network." That's what I'm trying to think of, the word network. So I'm using the wrong Wi-Fi network, and
Oh.
I'm like, no. I've lived in this house for 10 years and I've never changed my
Oh.
Wi-Fi network ever. Never made a customized Wi-Fi network, never did anything. It just disappeared one day. And so this was just on Thursday. So Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. All the days blur together nowadays. But so yeah, that was a big thing because you know the kids couldn't do their homework. My security wasn't working in the house, and because I just got new cameras and all this stuff in the house, and but everything that was hardwired was working. So my Xbox was hardwired, so that was working, and my computer downstairs was working, but nothing on the Wi-Fi was. So that was a big thing, and so I don't know. Ever since, it's been really wonky, and so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it doesn't like all the new devices.
Your video sounds good. Your video looks good, and it's just the YouTube is kind of weirded out.
Well,
That's just weird.
I have yeah. I mean, I have a pretty good camera here, and pretty. I have a really
And
expensive.
Sean's a good-looking man.
I mean,
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, my screen's still intact, so it's all
yeah,
good.
we're all moving good. It's just the YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I do not have Ethernet internet though. Not Ethernet. I want the what is it? The fiber.
Google
That's
Fiber.
Fiber optic. Oh, that's
I want
why
the
you need to
fiber.
be.
I want the fiber, and my provider doesn't have fiber. Google Fiber is not in my neighborhood. I'm in the suburbs. I should have it, but I don't.
Oh, oh, oh! I'm up here in the mountain
I know. So what do you
there's
do?
no tar.
When I lived out in the country, we had this
Yeah.
wonderful satellite internet where as soon as you
Ooh.
used up your gigabytes, the internet was just like pretty much it worked, but extremely slow.
We've got something a little bit before that. We'll just say before pre fiber optic. They're putting it in. Yeah, like my mom
Yeah.
4 miles away gets better
Yeah.
better connectivity than I do. Now once again, so if she's getting, we'll just say 13 megs down or whatever, that's great. Wow, whatever. If you could imagine getting 300 to 500 down, that's Chattanooga. Yeah, so we would be here and it'd be like magic. Okay. All right. So yes, so what you're seeing right here, this is Georgia. This is the Georgia side of Georgia. If I was to, oh yeah, actually I think I do turn the other. Yeah, go ahead and watch it. You just watch it. Yeah. No, I've never seen an alien actually.
You've never seen an alien.
No.
All right. Here you go.
Hello, my name is Les Durrant, and I live in Mineral Bluff, Georgia. And today I'm going to teach you how I catch UFOs and kind of give you a little bit more extended view of how I do it. So what I do is I have these old cell phones, and I'm not promoting any brands or anything like that. Then I have some Velcro and an old door hinge. So on the back of my phones, they're old, it doesn't matter, right? So I can put the Velcro on the back. Okay. Turn it on. Then there's a bunch of different apps that you can download. I really like one called Manual Camera. I think that's a few dollars. It's not that expensive, but you can use any camera that works for you. The higher the frame rate, the better. The better the resolution, of course. And if you've got an iPhone, yes, that's what I'm recording with right now. Okay,
So I'm going to set this out there. First of all, I'm going to show you where I live so you have an idea of kind of what I'm talking about when I tell you where I'm at. So I'm up here high in this mountain. We're talking, it's about 2,000 feet up. This right here is Georgia. That's North Carolina. Those mountains. That's Tennessee, sort of over there. So I live where I can see 2 states at once. Okay, enough about that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my camera. Okay, and let's come over here. I already have a camera set up. Cell phone, whatever you want to call it. Okay, right here. Now, what I'm going to do is let me show you where I live right here so you can be familiar with my area, because some people talk about bugs and birds and all that, which is great. And I just want to make sure everybody makes sure. Okay, so here's something that looks familiar. Right there. This is where I get most of my footage. Over here, I don't like it as much because there is a electric cord going through it. And I don't really have anything I can set up my cameras with over here. Here's my other. And there's my lens flare. That white dot. I can go up here and make it go around the tree, all that. So make sure you know about your lens flares. Okay. But this is my other view right here. And then occasionally right here. Okay. So now let's go inside and we're going to take a look on how to set up this camera or phone right here. Okay. Okay. So now we have the phone that we got from outside. I'm going to plug it into the computer.
You can do this with the ghost videos too.
Gotcha.
Just use a USB cord.
Yep.
And then this should pop up. If your phone says allow or data allow, something like that, go ahead and do that. And then see how I have a card in there? That's the SD card. So I'm going to look into that right now. I have it set up under a RAW file. And sorry, this isn't more professional, but that's not what this is about. Okay, there's the raw video right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just transfer that to my C drive. I'm not going to go and bore you with that, but let's see if this will open up right here directly. If so, actually it's it's just going to come down. It's going to take just a moment to do that. And then it's going to go into my download folder because I did that right there. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm editing a video right now. And I'm going to show you right here. Okay.
So you use Cyberlink. I use Cyberlink.
This is one of those files. And so this right here is one from 2021. And what you're going to see is how I zoom in on the object. And then I'll zoom out. And then you'll be able to see the full sighting or full recording here at the end. And then you'll see me going back and forth. But thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it.
And here's the video. So basically what I do is I'll pause it, then just zoom in. If you see that little dot there.
Yeah.
See, that just doesn't look normal, right? So, but if you saw that little dot going across, I go from 1 second at a time to 1 frame at a time.
Okay.
Yes. Are those above my house? Yes. Oh.
So you set your camera or your phone up,
Mm-hmm.
and you let it record for about an hour at a time.
Yeah.
How often do you do that?
I do it every day that it's clear like this, actually.
Do you ever go to different locations?
Yes. So this is from where I lived in Blue Ridge, which is about 10 miles away from me. And then most of this is from Mineral Bluff, but I do use other areas. Now you can actually see how there's a couple up there in the top that are like, okay, how did those appear? I see those, they call those fast walkers. So if you see how that contrail is just sitting there, but those objects are moving fast. Yeah. And with that, like zoom in and see what you find, if you happen to see wings or, or legs, hey, that's one thing. If you happen to see something else, then there you go. But you'll notice too, like also with, see how that's a square. It looks like a loaf of bread. Actually, that's just me. Yeah. But these things are flying around us all the time. And the thing is that people just don't look up enough.
What are they?
I do not know. I can't tell you. I did have somebody tell me that they're alien drones. I would not be surprised. Now actually I'm gonna send you another video to share real quick. It's one of my latest. Actually, it is let's see, it's this one. Let's see the 4K video, the new one. Oh, home. Okay.
And we're coming up on 9, so this is probably got to be like one of the last ones.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be the last clip, I think, for the night.
You're fine. Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing all this. This is awesome, guys. In the ticker going across the bottom, that is the YouTube channel.
Yeah, or Objects and Orbs.
Yep, you can always look up. I was going to say look up Objects and Orbs on YouTube, and there's just a lot of great clips here. So
I can't believe it's already been 2 hours.
I know.
Yeah. And I didn't even do any of the ghost stuff. Yeah. So if you ever want to do that too, it's like, even on my YouTube channel, I have these, impromptu investigations that anybody can do. Not everybody's got 8 phones, with Spirit Talker on them. I love that app. I tell a lot of people think that apps are loaded. My videos seem to show another view. And so and some of them you have to pay for the dictionaries and all that. No. I get stuff that, as you can tell, my wife's grandmother, Florence, she comes up a lot. And
we were wrong, Tony.
What is that?
I don't know. Yeah,
who are you?
Is that you, Shawn?
We thought ghosts were fake. Anyway, yeah. So
you said you had one more clip though that you're going to send.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the latest. Yeah. Okay. So So if you look up unknown object over Mineral Bluff, Georgia, this is the latest one. It says 4K. I can copy the link if you need to do that. This is one that I had a friend tell me they thought it was actually. You too. Thank you. That somebody had. They thought it was alien drone. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So I just sent you the link for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
And it's weird because it's one of those ones that I don't want to sit on it. I want to play it, but y'all tell me. So yeah, I'll take your criticism.
Take our criticism? Okay.
Yeah. Of course. No, I want criticism on all my videos.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, sure.
Here it is. Let's take a look. This is just a 30-second video.
And this is still Georgia, right?
It's going to take longer to buffer than it's going to take to watch, apparently.
Yeah, it's all right. The first part is the actual really quick part, and then the rest is mostly the slow motion part. Because I don't know. I'll let you look at it and see what you think. Yeah. There we go. So after you're done watching it, rewind it back into the very first part is the actual is how fast it is normally. It's just regular speed. Yeah. All right. Boom.
Oh, wait
Just
a minute.
like
That's like super fast.
right. That's normal speed.
So,
Just like that. So I had somebody tell me it was an alien drone. Now I'm going to tell you some other stuff to put into your. There you go.
if you look at it just like in normal speed, it looks like I'm moving my mouse cursor across the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like that,
That's
right?
not me. My mouse cursor's down here.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
That is really weird.
That's a weird one. Okay.
And then if you slow it down, once you slow it down, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like it kind of reminded me of, you know, that the video back from 19 or to 2000s when they like got the paper bag floating in the air. Kind of reminded
the
plastic bag. There's a plastic bag. It was
the balloon boy.
I don't remember. It's an old video, but it went viral. It was just a plastic bag blowing just some garbage.
Yeah.
It's kind of moving like that, but it kind of spirals.
And how can it have illumination like that?
Yeah, that's wow.
And that's the color it came off too. That's not any enhancement.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Gorgeous. So really just very quickly, I just speed through this stuff really fast. And then like, you know, I'll hold my mouse. I'll hold down the key really quick. If I see something that just like blinks like that, then I go back and look at it. Another thing I do, I turn down the gamma, which is like one of the kind of color options. You make it darker. Is those? Yep. I've got a few Tic Tacs actually on mine.
What is a tumbling Tic Tac?
It's just a Tic Tac that kind of floats like this. It's kind of like they're learning how to drive. It's kind of weird. Like, I've got more videos on my YouTube. I've got one that actually disappears. I don't know if you saw like the very latest Skinwalker Ranch where they had thrown something out of the helicopter and it disappears. Well, that's the same thing that happens over my house a lot with. Even today, I swear we saw a triangle and it just disappeared past the dang trees. And me and my wife have already seen 2 objects do that before. Yeah. So, I tell people just look up, you know, get away from your phones, use your phones for ghosting and UFOing or just other stuff. And then, but just, if you were to look up 1 minute a day and just look up to the sky, I know some people have, you know, where you live might be kind of hard to do that. I understand that. Try to, and then use your camera too, to record some stuff. And I've had people send me stuff and I find stuff all the time.
See, with me, where I'm at, it's, you know, it's suburbs, is all old farmland. So there's good open sky with the old trees and everything, but there's also a small airport. So we have a lot of private planes flying over and helicopters and all of that.
Yeah.
And that's like a control group, so you could see what they actually look like.
Right. Yes, exactly. Because you're going to see some that have those weird lights. You're going to see some that just don't fit that's why Flight 24 comes in and it's free. You can do like a little trial, whatever, or, you know, some of the features are disabled, but if you get that and after a while, you'll know. But that's how I knew that some of those flight paths are not right. And even the ones and you know, and I've got even more UFO videos. I've got another MUFON unknown where an object goes right in front of a plane. Now I know that a lot of those people have seen stuff. Even my dad told me that he's seen some stuff when he was in the Navy. So if anybody ever wants to contact me, objectsandorbs@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to review your footage. I don't charge or anything like that. It's a treasure hunt for me, and it's a way for me to show you how to utilize the equipment that you have and what you possibly have going on. I've seen some stuff that have blown me away. My friend in Florida, I've got 3 little objects that are passing each other like this, like going together. I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't that be mine? I mean, once you start to see a few of them, you guys have seen a few.
Yep, Linda says the UFO photo she took was shot between San Jose, or she's in California. You know what?
Okay.
That's my hometown. No,
Okay.
not San Jose. San Diego is where I was born.
I was born in Fairfield, California.
Really?
Yes, up north.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, I have family all up and down that West Coast, and here I am in cold Ohio. Anyways, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Real quick, welcome. Before we wrap things up, for anybody who wants to maybe make the switch over from paranormal to UFO research, or just wants to start their own research, what would you say is the best way, or what would you recommend to someone who comes to you saying, hey, you know what, I want to start researching UFOs or the paranormal?
Right.
What would
I can actually answer that. I mean,
yeah, go for it.
You got to go to Les's YouTube channel. He's got all the guides there. He's got all the examples. I mean, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, you got the expert right here.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah,
and you can email him and DM him, and I mean, that's where I would go.
Yeah. So, and great question, because there is a difference between paranormal and extraterrestrial. I call it paraterrestrial, and that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother deal. So use the same app, the manual camera, or your favorite DSLR app. You might have something that's incredible. You might even have a handy or a camcorder or something like that, that maybe you're doing paranormal with right now, or you want to go from that and do both. Great. Do it the same way. And the better the phone you have, like the only thing that sucks about the iPhone, it doesn't have the SD card, so that limits it, but it does have 60 frames a second, and the more frames you get and the better resolution, all that stuff too. But starting off, any of these old cell phones, you've used them, pretty much we all have them. And then now I've got people just giving me phones. One that my mom gave me too, this one right here, the Spirit music box is like the Spirit Talker, but this thing right here we could do a show on it, but that's the live part that we missed. If you want to know about apps and if they're loaded or not, this will answer your question pretty quickly. And you said that you've got a couple of guest ghosts at your place, and I've got, some guest ghosts at mine, and I can bring out a name and pretty much that thing will start to go off.
See, here's the difference between you and I, though. I don't try to communicate with them in my house because of my family.
Yeah.
So because I don't want them scaring my family. I don't want them thinking, oh, hey, Shawn wants to talk to us, so we're going to try to talk to everyone.
Excellent.
I don't let them think that it's okay to scare them or to try and communicate with my kids. When we first moved in, I made a deal with them, and we stick to the deal.
There you go. Well, that's
So outside the house, though, I'll take my stuff outside the house and I'll test out my new spare boxes and stuff outside.
There you go.
Never inside.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good thing. And the thing is with that too is, for the longest time, I never really wanted to ghost my house until I started getting my own equipment. I don't know if you saw, this is my newest baby right here, my REM pod. Ooh, I love it.
Nice. Yeah, one of the new fancy ones, huh?
They don't come cheap.
Nope.
But they work. Yeah. So, but once I started getting stuff like the tri-field meter and all that, I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and try it. But at that time, I was very strong with my religion and strong with my mentality to be able to say, hey, don't mess with me, don't attach. I know you're here, and that's fine. Say, hey, I'm here too, but I'm here to talk to you. And so now they just drop on by. And which is fine. They're just dropping by, and I have
like
a whole
visiting versus.
Yes, and if you see some of those, I've got those live investigations. If you click the live button on my Objects and Orbs YouTube, you'll see the live investigations I've done, and that right there will give you a really good example of what I do. But I can do it at any time. I mean, like I said, if we had a whole another hour, I'd turn off everything on and we would be, I'd be blowing you away where you'd be asking questions and stuff too. And, it gets so busy that, like everybody, it seems like everybody wants to talk. How many, we only got like 5 minutes left. Yeah. So, cause I was going to kind of explain how I feel some of the orbs are too. Now, how they move around. I just recently found a spirit box recording that I did back in Arkansas, and I replayed it on SM Player. I'm like, oh, I could rewind this. I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard some stuff just last night that was like, oh man, this was awesome. But so if you're wondering, okay, what do I start off with? Spirit Box is great, because it's a radio. Use that. And then K2, we got that one. And then the REM pod, of course, if you can afford it, it's nice. The Tri-Field, if you're very serious about paranormal, and it doesn't pick up UFOs, it probably does, but it's very good to view your activity. There's another one called Someone's Coming, where my wife's coming home, and it has all of these pieces of equipment on it, and even with the spirit talker. So you can see what we would be doing tonight. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I had a fantastic time. Shoot. Yeah, we this science is just really amazing. And for everybody to do it, or if you're into it, hey, whatever you do is cool. Just try to keep an open mind. But I also tell people too to put everything in your folder, right? Because if we just accept that one orb is one thing, but another one does another thing, then we have to say, okay, what's up with that? Then we have to say, do orbs do other things? Right now, how many times? Here's the thing: have you ever watched any paranormal shows where you see orbs do stuff, and you're like, they didn't even see that orb go by, or they didn't even see that orb mess with that door? So some of those things you just put together. But yeah, when the pandemic hit, that's when we started watching all this stuff, and then you put it all together, you know. But yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. You guys are great, great hosts too. Appreciate the nice comments, and thank you so much. Yeah, and if you guys ever need any help with anything or want to have me back on again, for sure, I'll do as many times as you want. Yeah,
definitely. Well, definitely. Here, real quick, Linda wants to know: do you have a frequency meter?
Yes, I do. Well, I use now. Are you talking maybe about an audio frequency meter? Yes, I do. I also do what's known as binaural beats. Have you guys ever heard of those?
I have not.
Look them up. Actually, or else it's going to take. Okay, so this right here is what you do. This is a sound analyzer, and so if you go beep, okay, that's a specific frequency. Now, I've got a degree in sound also from South Plains College from back in the day. But if you put two different tones in your ear, let's say that you put a tone of 440, like beep, and then you put another one that's like 446. Then the difference frequency in both ears is 6 hertz, right? Okay. So the 6 hertz tone, if you can only hear between 20 and 20K, like 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. So those tones are healing tones as well. Okay, so they will affect you. You can actually get a it's called tone generator, and I really like it. You can go in and create those. But the reason why we mention them is because of all these frequencies that happen. There's these earth frequencies that it can be completely silent, and you'll still get frequencies. You can see the frequencies of your EVPs, and sometimes they'll be really low. Now I will tell you, if you got just a very quick sec, I've got a stepdaughter who's Native American. She's Navajo. I've she's proven to me that she can hear above 20K, that she can hear up to 24K, and even below. She said that she's been able to kind of hear spirits too, and I gave her a question based on an EVP. I said, "Have you heard something that sounds like?" She said, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." So which is crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry to take up your time, but no, as far as the frequency analyzer goes, all of this, it all goes together. Chakra tones, yes, definitely. Thanks, Linda, appreciate that too. Yeah, so all of this does go together. But anybody, I mean, you can go out there tomorrow and record UFOs if you've got a clear sky. All you need is just clear enough sky to, you
Cool.
know, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Make
and
sure
maybe
it's not raining so you don't ruin your devices.
that's exactly right. Yeah, you do not want to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
unless
Hey, thank
it's a
you.
lightning storm.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you,
This
Les.
has
Appreciate
definitely been a treat. This is definitely something that, I mean, normally, whereas I do believe in UFOs and aliens and all that, I don't do a lot of research into it. So it's really a lot of fun when we get to dive into this, because
Thank you.
usually it's all paranormal, it's all spooky stuff, and it's really neat to dive into something new and different. At least for us, it's new and different, even though aliens have been around since forever.
Yeah.
But
kind of gives you a little something extra to do, because like
it is.
I'm not gonna say that it's boring going to doing investigations, but I mean, it gives you a little something extra to
No,
think
when
about.
on my Discovery
Spice it
Plus
up.
account, I don't just watch the paranormal shows. I watch barbecue shows. I watch
Yeah, there you
history.
go.
I love history. I
Me
watch
too.
history shows. I watch animals. I love, man. Remember? Sorry, no, now my ADHD is
That's all right.
going off a little
You're
bit.
good. Yeah.
But man, I remember I would watch paranormal, not paranormal. I'd watch Survivor Man. I love the Survivor show.
Oh, those are good
And
shows.
I
He's very
know,
good.
and what was his name? The crocodile guy that got killed by a stingray.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
Crocodile Dundee.
no, but
No.
those are funny movies. But
It's like, now that's a knife.
yeah, now this is a knife.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Actually, I got a big knife over here. It'd be bigger
yes,
than the
there
one
you
he
go.
had in the movie.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
anyways,
Yeah, no,
man,
that's good. As long as you
yeah,
kind of, as long as you kind of put it all together, because I get a lot of these people that just say, "Boom, it's dust," or boom, it's a bug," or "Boom, it's a bird," just like that. Now,
yeah,
granted, not everybody's going to dig in, so that's one thing I always offer. Hey, if you want, I don't have a problem. If you want a voice chat with me, or if you want to messenger me, that's fine. I'll do just like we're doing here, and I'll show you what you got, and we just go from there.
awesome.
Because that's what oh yeah, right before I broke my knee,
Sure.
actually, or broke my hip, I actually did get a sponsor at a pizza place. They're really into UFOs and aliens and ghosting and all of that, and they're just awesome people. And I said, hey, would you want to let me do one of my presentations? Because I've already done one, and then I did one for one of their festivals, and they said, yeah. I said, if I mention your place, so like, yeah, we could do that, and that would help pay for my stream,
Right,
and
that's
maybe a
awesome.
new webcam, yeah.
Right. And
Or I could use the cell phone as a webcam, but that's a whole nother story.
that's all.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, hey, with that, it is now 9:22. Very, very easy to go over on time here. I know we got a late start, but now I'd say we are even.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I have to play this. We have, speaking of sponsors, we have
Yes,
to
go
play
for it.
our sponsor video for RU Media Network, and then we'll just go straight to our outro. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. There's a lot of fun stuff. If you're coming in late, make sure to catch the replay, because we watched some really, really cool stuff. And learn some stuff too, and got some new techniques on how to try and catch some UFO footage. So
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try that out. Brian, do you have anything to add before we go?
No, Les, I just appreciate you. I appreciate Linda and everyone in the comments. Thank
Yeah,
you
I
very
appreciate it.
much. I mean, it was a wonderful way to end the weekend. And then Sean, I'll play the outro after you do the video because I
Yeah.
gotta like share it from the thing, so it's all good.
Oh, that's right. We got a new. We got to figure out this new
It's just,
outro
yeah. I
thing.
just gotta tweak it, but that's all. That's
Yeah,
all.
It's so good. All
That's
right.
the fun part.
Right.
It is the fun part.
All right. So here we go, guys. Man, Les, thank you again for hanging
Thank
out
you
with
so
us.
much.
Let's actually, before I play this, one more plug. How can people
Yes.
email? Can we have your email address
Oh,
and
yeah.
where people can find you?
Sure. objectsandorbs@gmail.com. That's my email address. And then my YouTube channel is just go to YouTube and look for Objects and Orbs. And then now I do have a Facebook group called Objects and Orbs, but I have I got a page called Objects and Orbs with nothing on it. But the group has a bunch of people, like-minded people who kind of think it, kind of the same way that we do. And then yeah, so that's really the best way to get a hold of me. And I'm generally here because I've got a radio show for a couple hours, and then my wife is a caregiver, so I'm going to be home watching the new dog. And then I'm not really from Georgia, but I sound like one. But then otherwise I'm just hanging out all day. And then if you catch something funky on your security cam, hey, that's one of my new things too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Hey, cool, guys. So make sure if you capture something that you can't explain on a camera up in the sky, Les is your guy. So, yeah.
Right. Yes.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So, all right.
Tell Linda, and Linda, thank you, Linda, for joining the Objects and Orbs group. Yes. Thank you so much. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Awesome, guys. Cool. All right, well, here we go, and everyone have a great night. We will see everybody. Man, I hope 2 weeks from today. I have to look at my calendar, but yeah, our planned shows are every other Sunday, so we will see you guys in 2 weeks, unless life schedules other things. So with that, everyone, have a fantastic night. Have a fantastic week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on spreading the love, guys. Let's keep it all positive.
Woohoo!
Here we go. Yes, thank you, everyone.
If you can dream it, you can stream it. With a full production studio at your fingertips.
Presto! Watch me how I do it now. Presto! Presto!
Connect up to 9 iOS devices and edit live.
Presto!
With multiple camera angles and professional graphics.
Got all eyes on me, everybody talking whoa. Cause everything I do, I got them saying whoa.
Interact with your viewers and show live comments. And invite remote guests from all over the world.
Spinning around, dropping it low. Ooh la la, ooh la, ta-da, presto. Here's what I got, ready or not.
Share it everywhere.
How I do it now. Presto! That's how I do it. Presto.
Even sell live. Shopify users can integrate their collections and use Carter to sell products during their Facebook Lives.
I make it look so easy just like that, presto. I got you buzzing, feeling this and saying whoa.
All on iPhones and iPads.
Presto.
Try your free trial at switcherstudio.com today.
This paranormal adventure that we're all on. It connects us. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast with your founder and co-host, Shawn Gilmore. He's worked in the paranormal field for over a decade. He was featured on the TV show Paranormal Survivor that airs on Travel Channel, and his passion is creating para-unity. With your co-host, Brian Mursall. He's worked in the paranormal field for 10 years. He leads Your Paranormal. His passion is helping people start their paranormal adventure or grow their existing one. This is our paranormal adventure. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast.
It's about supporting. It's about making Paraunity a real thing, because we all need to support each other within our community. And that's what the show has always been about.